board with us here at the Savvy School. We are now back into the flow of doing these each week around 12:30 New Zealand time, where we get to answer all of your questions. So you will have seen earlier in the week we posted an Ask Me Tuesday post, and using the Ask Me Tuesday hashtag, someone has asked a question in the comments below, which is perfect. That's exactly the process. So today's question, and I'm going to apologize up front if I get your name wrong, but maybe Session, I think is how you might say it. So thanks so much for asking a question. You're asking about how you can get hired being a new virtual assistant by one of the VA agencies, or a VA wanting to expand their agency or their VA business, and how to get hired by that person and stand out, because they're often asking for only experienced people to apply. So Sam and I have got a few tips on what you can do to really stand out even without any experience. Yeah, so what's your thoughts, Sam?
So it comes down to first impression a lot of the time. You think of HR agencies, all the CVs that they get, it's the CVs that stand out, that have a bit of personality, that have really good spelling and grammar. They're the ones that are going to go through to the next round. And for me, it's the same when it comes to the VA world. You may not be sending in a CV as such to the agency owner, but all of that still really matters. It's about reading really carefully about what they're looking for and following those instructions as well. So if they're saying, this is exactly what I'm looking for these skills, could you email me at such and such email address? For that person to then get a whole heap of comments on their post saying, I've just PM'd you, it's like, oh, that's not a great first impression, because number one, you haven't read the instructions, you haven't followed them. So if it was me and I'd posted something like that and I'd specifically said, please email me, don't PM the person. Number one rule.
Yeah, absolutely. Or even if it says, please comment below, never ever PM the person. Like, that should be a golden rule. Do not PM them if they have not asked to be PM, because you can imagine how many people are actually messaging them and they just get too overwhelmed. So they're only going to select from those who have followed the instructions exactly. It's like the first interaction that you have, the comment, the PM, or the email, is the first part of your interview. If you can't follow very specific instructions, then you're already discounted immediately. So yeah, follow the instructions exactly. Because this does relate to not just working for a VA agency, but also if someone's putting up a job opportunity post and they're looking for a virtual assistant as a client. The same goes. It's that first impression, absolutely key to follow the instructions. And for those who feel like agencies only hire people with experience, it's not always the case, but obviously it does make it easier for the agency, because they're not having to teach things right from the very beginning. And having that experience definitely helps. So the way to get through that is to have a really amazing personality, have extremely good spelling, and something that's just unique and different about you. And, in the subject line, having the right capitalization, having, hi the person's name rather than dear sir, madam, like just those little things that can make you stand out even without the experience. And talk about that in the email to them and say, hey, look, I know that you are looking for someone with experience. I don't have virtual assistant experience, but this is what I do have that would make me a really amazing VA. I've done this training, and I've, whatever you can pull on to showcase that you are going to be a really great hire, and you're going to pick up the virtual assistant thing really quickly. So, I know these tools, I know how it works, I completely understand it. I'm really looking for someone to help me with experience. I'm willing to even, work for this rate. So I really love it when people give me all of the details that I would need to know upfront in that email. Like, this is my rate. This is my skills. This is my experience. This is my LinkedIn profile. This is my whatever profile online, wherever you can direct someone, because then they can see, again, your spelling, your grammar, how professional you come across, what your LinkedIn photo, if it's a professional photo, all of that stuff that all shows how professional you are and how much you care about making a good impression. Because if you make a good impression there, it flows through and means that you're probably going to do a really great job as a VA. So give them all of the details so they've got no questions that they need to ask, and make it directed and specific to the agency that you are emailing or messaging. Because if you make it too generic, they know that you're just emailing every agency that you come across and you don't actually care which one hires you. Now, as a business owner, we want people who are working for us to really want to work for us and no one else, and really care about our business over anyone else's. So by just sending out a generic sort of spammy, this is me, you should hire me, that's never going to get through. They're never going to hire you, because they want that amazing first impression and then you to feel like they are really important and that you want to work for them.
Yeah, it's about building relationships really, really fast, isn't it? So it's about putting the best version of yourself forward. It's not pretending to be someone else. You still really want to come across as yourself, because that's really important. But it's kind of like that first date version of you. So you're on your best behavior. Everything, all your I's are dotted, all your T's are crossed. And another really good little tip is, especially if you are applying to job opportunities in Facebook groups like this one, is to make sure that you've got your business Facebook page linked to your personal profile. So, because the first thing people are going to do is they're going to click on your personal profile, and then they're going to want to see where you are. They want to see that social proof. What are you doing? How are you putting yourself out there? And even have a look at your personal profile as well. I know I've had some people kind of reach out to me. The first thing you do is you do like a friendly little stalk, and you have if their privacy settings allow you to, you have a bit of a scroll through their feed, don't you? And there's some stuff that can be a little bit off-putting. So think about what you're sharing on that personal profile as well, on your personal page.
And if your cover image is you drinking with your friends, that's not a good first impression. So have a think about what your profile picture looks like, is it called the cover page, cover image, that. Just make sure that is coming across how you want to come across. Now, it doesn't have to be super professional in a suit or anything. Make it your personality and who you are, but just have a think about the impression that you're sending off to anyone who looks at your profile. So anyone hiring you, whether it's in a job or as a VA or through an agency or a client, they are going to have a look at you online, and you had better put off a really good impression. So if your English is not your first language, get someone whose first language is English and get them to review it for you and have a look at everything and make sure that it's perfect. And please, another tip is to not message an agency in their messenger or their chat on their website and say, "Are you hiring?" Or "Are you? Do you have any jobs going?" Just put a little more effort into it, and have your personality come across, and make it something memorable rather than just if someone messages me that, I know that they've messaged a million other agencies the same thing. So,
it comes across as a little bit spammy, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I hope that helps. Make it really super personalized whenever you reach out to someone, and let your personality shine through. All right. Thanks so much for watching. If anyone wants even more help from Sam and I, we are Over in the Members Club, it's a free trial to jump on in, have a look what it's like. It comes with its own Facebook group where we help one-on-one and, really specific questions and dive deep with all sorts of templates and resources and tutorials and all sorts of content in there to help you on your VA journey. So if you want to check that out, we'll put that in the comments. Otherwise, feel free to comment or just put up a post with an Ask Me Tuesday hashtag or Ask Me Anything. I can't remember what it was actually. One of those. Ask Me Anything, Ask Me Tuesday. They'll both be fine. And pop that into a post or a comment, and we will answer any questions that come up next Friday in our next session. So thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Bye.